I just want to talk for a minute about why we're doing what we're doing. When you're talking about CAD for construction, you're going to use CAD to draw different objects that are going to ultimately be in a construction document set, or CDs as they're called, CDs. All right, now construction document set, this is a simplified list, okay? But these basics are going to be there. You might want to write these down. But your construction documents, these are the sheets that are going to be in there. And then there's going to be like at least one sheet for each one of these, sometimes quite a bit more. And then there's going to be miscellaneous details, and then there's going to be other kinds of plans too that are going to be come off these. So starting from the very basics, okay, what you'd start first of all, if you're going to build a house, I built a house back in Madison Heights, Michigan, when I started to draw it when I was 31, and a friend of mine was a contractor, and so we moved in when I was 32, and so we built a house and had it all done when I was a young man. And so the first thing you do is I started to draw up a floor plan, try to get an idea, try to figure out what I was going to draw. But the first thing you got to have before you can do anything is a place to build, okay, a place to build. And so to get that, you're going to have this right here, which is your site plan. Now this is something that Professor Holly is going to be working with you guys on. Your site plan is going to be something that you are going to get typically from a surveyor. Okay, a surveyor is going to come out, and what they're going to do with us, tell you a little story how this all worked. I was looking to build a house. A friend of mine approached me, his name was Bernie Schwartzendruber. And Bernie Schwartzendruber, it's really his name, and Bernie was an Iowa farm boy. He was Mennonite. And he was just, I mean, when I say Mennonite, I mean like hardcore. And the thing is, Bernie grew up, doing farm work. The guy was as honest as the day is long. He and his wife are some of the most amazing people. They had 3 children, all of whom were handicapped. And they had them pretty quickly, so before they really knew there were any issues with the first one, they were pregnant with number 2. And when they began to see some delays with number 1, they began to see some delays with number 2, and then pregnant with number 3. And so all 3 of them had severe mental issues. I mean, retardation, seizures, all kinds of stuff. Their youngest 2 died by the time they were like 12. Just amazing. And so Bernie is this man who was working for me, and we talked and so forth. He says, "Hey Tom, I got this company," and the way they handle it was just amazing. You meet some people, you see the grace of God out of it. It's just really kind of crazy. It really is. And you wonder, how do they stand? You really wonder. And the thing is, it's like it's an amazing thing. But what he did is we were talking. He says, "Hey Tom, I want to build a spec home." And a spec home, if you're a contractor, you ever know what that term means? Spec home, or a spec home typically means you're going to build a home that other people are going to take a look at, like a model, okay? It's going to be kind of like out there, and then other people will say, "Oh, okay, this is what you do, huh?" And the thing is, they'll say, "Oh, yeah, okay." So he thought, well, if they want to build one, then we can do it, and we thought we could do it for pretty cheap, and he gave me the number of $45 a square foot, which, if you know anything about construction, is just absolutely ridiculously dirt cheap. Yeah, it turned out not to be $45 a square foot, so we wound up getting kind of beat up by that, but anyway, that's another story. So I was talking, and I said, I don't want to live in some big old cramped up suburb, I want to have a little bit of room, if we're going to build this. And so we're looking for land, and we're looking, and we finally found this very interesting piece of property. I was driving along, and I saw there was this big subdivision, and then there was like this, probably about, half a football field length, maybe, I don't know,